Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest, and today I'm going to check out from Revolution Pro the CC Perfecting Foundation. Retails for $15. You get 1 ounce of product. This has SPF 30, the most hardworking multi-purpose foundation, perfect for dry to combo skin. This Revolution Pro CC Cream Perfecting Foundation offers sheer to full buildable coverage whilst leaving the skin hydrated and protected. Whilst, we do not use that word enough. Containing hyaluronic acid and collagen, this multitasking foundation will protect the skin whilst evening out the skin tone with an infusion of antioxidants, vitamin E, that helps to reduce any redness. Plus, the formula will work to diffuse the appearance of wrinkles whilst offering a long-lasting coverage that doesn't feel cakey or heavy. Okay, we can chill out on the whilst. Luxurious gold compression tube. Okay, there's nothing luxurious about tubes, but okay. Fuss-free application with zero waste. I do like that it's one of those compressible ones. This comes in 20 different shades. I have a shade F3, which is 6 down from the lightest. It is for fair skin tones with neutral pink undertone. That's me. I've had fair F3 in a few of their other foundation products and it works pretty well for me. They have 20 shades. They do go all the way to dark. 5 of the shades are dark with a variety of undertones. They've got gold warm and olive and gold warm olive, yes, in the dark end of the spectrum. So that's one thing I do like about Revolution shades is that they do have this variety, including olive undertones, and they work well. Although I've been meaning to try one of their olive undertones for fair skin, but it looks like in this line the lightest is a light medium, probably too dark for me. But you guys in the Fishbowl membership chose this one. I asked you what foundation you wanted me to review today. You guys, 71% of you selected this one. Don't worry if you voted for the others. They will all get their day in court. If you would like to join the Fishbowl membership, click the join button on the video to see the perks. The Guppy level gives you emojis, custom emojis for chat, and a discount on merch. And the Goldfish level gives you that, plus the main perk is access to the members-only Discord chat, where we chat throughout the day, and there's some downloadable goodies. There's some other perks. I will link it down below as well if you don't see the join button on your YouTube, so you can read all about it and join us in the Fishbowl. Here we go. On Fridays, we swatch. First up is today's foundation, the Revolution Pro CC Perfecting Foundation in shade F3. Second, also from Revolution Beauty, I've got the Conceal and Hydrate Foundation in shade C3. I would say the Conceal and Hydrate is a smidge more pink, whereas the CC Perfecting Foundation is just a little bit closer to neutral, but very, very similar, so very consistent in their shades. Third, I've got from Estee Lauder, the Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. Fourth is from CoverGirl, the True Blend Matte Made Foundation in shade L15. And last, I've got from Pure, the Love Your Selfie Foundation in shade LP2. I've already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 45-year-old face. I have primed with the Good Molecules silicone-free priming moisturizer. I here have a dampened sponge for one side. I've got a brush for the other. This is the foundation brush from Believe Beauty. That is the brand that's exclusive to Dollar General. It's a really good brush, and it only costs you a few bucks. This is a pretty thick formula, but it does spread and blend quite easily. I would say right off the bat we're getting pretty good highlight, maybe even a light medium kind of a coverage. It's canceling out redness really well. It's a little bit finicky with the moisture from the sponge. A formula like this I think also probably works really well applied with fingertips and using sort of the warmth of your skin as opposed to using the moisture of the sponge to thin it out. So the sponge might not be my favorite way to apply this, but it's really pretty good coverage straight up. Let's try the brush side. The brush side of this application definitely looks better. It's not having any of that sort of reaction to the sponge moisture. Looks very smooth. I would say right off, it's a nice light medium coverage. It's almost medium coverage, I would say. Pretty doggone close. I can barely see my little sunspots poking through here. My blue blood vessel is a little bit visible, but just barely. We're getting pretty good coverage. My chin, just a little bit of pinkish showing through. I have a tiny bit left of what I originally pumped out, and I think I'm just gonna try to get a little more coverage where I need a little bit more, and I'm just gonna tap it out with my fingertips. That did a good job of covering that sunspot. Come on, blue blood vessel, go away, go away. Oh, it's going away. It is going away. That's pretty good. You know, I could use a little bit of fixing on this side where the sponge was not doing so well, but we'll just do like, that's like the tiniest. Can you even see that dab? I put as little on there as possible. I just want to smooth it out a little bit where the sponge was kind of grabbing. It does build beautifully, like super great. Not only building coverage, but it builds the finish. This is a really pretty foundation. It's dewy. Not super dewy, but I'm getting some reflect. You know, I think you can see it. The sort of high points of my face, my forehead. Let's zoom in and take a look at this one. Of course, my chin has a little bit of redness peeking through. It looks a little heavy around my mouth, and when that happens, it kind of accentuates like the beginnings of those lines that I've got. You know, I have some straw lines, and I have my Meredith Grey wrinkle at the corner of my mouth from smirking so much that, you know, when foundation's a little heavy there, it accentuates those lines a tiny bit. But on the upside, I feel like this does a pretty good job with smoothing out pores. I can still see them a little bit, but I'm not wearing a pore smoothing primer, so the fact that they're minimized a bit is quite nice. It does a pretty good job smoothing texture. It's smoothing texture much better on the brush side. I think the sponge kind of messed it up a little bit on the nose ring side of my face. My one complaint with this so far is that it does that thing where it grabs weirdly along your hairline and it kind of gets stuck on your hairs, and that gets annoying. I've never figured out how to make that not happen. I think it could be partially about how I blend my skincare and maybe not blending it out as well along my hairline, but at any rate, it is catching on my hairs, on my hairline, but pretty good so far, right? I'm okay with this. Shade is probably my winter shade. My chest still has a tiny bit of color left from summer. Not much though. I'm pretty pale, you guys. I'm getting back into my true form. So, what time is it? Let's see. Let's see what we got. It is, Ulta free beauty bag. It is 12:44. Let me go put the rest of my face on. I'll be right back. Ta-da! We're back. Looking good so far. Honestly, I feel like really smooth. I'm feeling smooth, guys. What do you think? I think I'm feeling smooth. I like feeling smooth. So far, so good. I set this very lightly, basically just my cheeks and the perimeter, with the extraordinary translucent powder from Ciate London. This is in the October Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. It's beautiful. And on the rest of my face, I've got the Balm Desert. Is this discontinued yet? I think it's gonna be. It's my favorite. It makes me sad. My bronzer, that was my bronzer. My blush is the Wayne Goss Blush Peony. Also the highlight from this palette. My eyes. My head just about exploded when I put this lid shade on, you guys. Are you ready for this? Ah, I got it. Ah! It took so long to ship. Oh my God. Super reasonably priced. I was really happy to read Temptalia's review of this that, you know, it's baller. It's awesome. It's like, woo-hoo-hoo. So good, so good. The reason it's so inexpensive compared to the regular motherships, number one, the shades on each side came from a previous palette, so they're not original shades. They're from the very limited edition Star Wars shade palettes that I did not get my hands on, so I'm very happy they got re-released. And also, this is obviously not the typical mothership plastic heavy packaging. It's cardboard packaging. It does have some thoughtful little features. Number one is the little satin rope or whatever you would say that holds it open, so you could leave it sitting on your desk and actually use the mirror and it won't flop over. So I enjoy that. It's got a nice big mirror on the inside. The shadows are straight up Pat McGrath. Holy cow. And my favorite thing, the label's on the back and it's stuck on there. This lid shade, you guys, seriously, it's like gold, olive, pink, lavender amazingness. I don't even know what to call it. It's crazy town. It's so good. Venusian Orchid. Is that the one it is? 1, 2, 3. No. It's the one next to that. Dragonfly. Yes. 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 My mascara is Bobbi Brown. Also in this month's Ipsy. The Smoky Eye Mascara. Now I'm dropping things. And my lip is, of course, the thing I just dropped, the Pat McGrath Lust Gloss in Divine Rose. I will come back in a little bit. We will check out this foundation in daylight outdoors. Then I will come back tonight and I will give you guys my final thoughts. Here we go. It is 4:30, so just about 4 hours in at this point. I just got to look at everything in the mirror. Still looks exceptionally smooth, I think. Everything seems to be holding up just fine. I think it's really pretty. There's the skin tone match. I think it's pretty good for this time of year. Oh, there's some brave birds. They're not even waiting for me to go back inside before they get their food. I just refilled the bird feeders. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, I will stop disrupting the birds. I will come back tonight and we will wrap this one up. 12:18 a.m. That means we are about a half hour shy of the 12-hour mark, if my memory serves. Let's take a look at how the Revolution Pro CC Perfecting Foundation held up. Pretty doggone good, I think. Let's zoom in and take a look. I feel like the finish has stayed true. It was slightly dewy to begin with. I think it is slightly dewy now. I don't feel like it got greasy or really changed much at all from earlier today. Around my mouth, it is separating along my smile lines and it's bunching up just a tiny bit around the movement areas of my mouth. So those areas look a little bit accentuated in terms of the lines. Coverage stayed pretty well. I see a little bit of pink on my chin, but really not much at all. My nose looks good. Not too much coverage has disappeared. Blush, bronzer, highlight are still intact. I still feel like my pores look reasonably blurred and my skin looks very, very smooth. That I think is probably my favorite feature of this foundation. Nothing is caking up anywhere really. Even between my eyebrows looks pretty good. My forehead still looks good. Generally speaking, there's really not much trouble, and 12 hours in, you know, we're a full day into wearing this one, so I'm pretty impressed with how this wore. I don't think it's drying. I think if you have dry skin, it's fine. I would not call it hydrating, but it's at least got enough hydration to keep up with my levels of dehydration. So I would say it's not drying would be my final verdict on that. So if you've got dry skin, I think it's just fine. If you have maturing skin, I'm not seeing any issues with it settling into my lines. The breaking apart along my smile lines just a tiny bit is It's not a deal breaker for me because the rest of everything is looking pretty doggone good. If I had to give a grade to the Revolution Pro CC Perfecting Foundation, I'm gonna go A-. I like this one. I think it looks really nice. I think it wears really well. I'm alright with this. A-. I have pretty good luck with Revolution complexion products. I do. I really do. A-. Happy day. Thank you to the Fishbowl for making me review this one next. I love having new good foundations in my life. There you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. Go to geekoutofwater.com, click the Foundation Fest link. I've got a ranked, sortable, searchable spreadsheet of all 200 plus of my foundation reviews. Breathe. Lots of data on there. Swipe that thing, search that thing. There's all kinds of stuff. Go check that out. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. Come back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for new videos. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.